Hello, welcome to the Basketball Soapbox. I'm your host, Daniel Daly. And in this one, we're going to go over Friday night's, last night's games, game sixes, two paramount game sixes where we had two big time games, one highly contested game, which was a shocking one, and one that didn't turn out so shocking and was a blowout from the start. But let's get into the more important game. The Kings forced game sevens with a 118-99 victory against the Golden State Warriors at Chase Center. This was an entertaining match in the first half, and the Kings just hanged on the whole way in this game. Really coming out with gangbusters, really starting off good with Keegan Murray knocking down a couple of threes. De'Aaron Fox playing with poise. Malik Monk, who has been a terror off the bench all series for the Kings in this series, and it just seemed like the Golden State Warriors just never got off to a really good pace, really never got off to a really good start, even though they had good starts from Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. But let's stay on the Kings side of things. De'Aaron Fox with 26 points and 11 assists. Malik Monk with 28 points off the bench. These two have been a dynamic duo and have been attacking with the tutelage of Mike Brown. Mike Brown basically getting them in the right spots, having them continuously stay aggressive throughout this series. And it was put on full display here tonight, especially at the Chase Center. And you see that type of poise from this young group and the coaching of Mike Brown to get this team ready for this game six on the road. You had a heartbreaker of a loss in game five at home, and to come into not Oracle, not anymore, to come into the Chase Center and do that against this veteran team, this championship team that has a great home record, who just won a road game there where they don't win road games. You figured that the Warriors would wrap this up with their championship experience, big game ability, and they didn't. And the Kings from the start were on it. They came out aggressive with Keegan Murray, of course, knocking down some threes and just staying with it. And that's all it was just the Kings staying with it. Every single time the Warriors tried to creep back in, the Kings put it away. They built that lead back up, kept pushing it back up, and eventually pulled away late in the game there. And you got to give kudos to the Kings here. This is a young basketball team. You think after a game like game five, you figured they would have been done, right? Like that type of heartbreak at home when you could have a chance to go up 3-2 and then to turn around and say, hey, we have our opportunity here to get it back home. And to do that, just kudos to the Kings in their play and how they were able to do it and just really outworking the Golden State Warriors, who just seemed to be lackluster all night. Getting on to the Warriors side of things, no game six Klay heroics here. They came out like gangbusters. I believe he had 14 in the first half. Steph Curry with 12. So those guys were on in the first half, really carrying the Warriors, and they had a 7-point deficit into halftime. And you're looking at the Warriors, and you're like, okay, they're going to eventually turn it on, eventually put the Kings away, the feisty Kings away. Like we expected the Kings to fight. They've been tough all series. And you just expected the Warriors were going to get back in it. And they didn't. And that lead just kept growing a little bit more and more each time. It grew to 12, grew to 15, grew to 20. And it's like, hold up, wait a minute. The Kings might not be losing this game, right? Like the Warriors might not win this game, right? And it just turned out that way where everybody was struggling. Jordan Poole was horrendous from the field. I believe he was 2 for 11. Draymond Green really didn't have that impact that he usually has. And it was just interesting to see the Kings go in there and really take it to the Golden State Warriors, where the Golden State Warriors are at home, supposed to finish this, go to the next round, get a little bit more rest. And now they push the game, and now they have to go in on Sunday to battle this Kings team who has won at home, been up 2-0, has the advantage, playing with nothing to lose. And yeah, the Warriors season could come to an end here on Sunday. And just because of this game, they lost the opportunity here to go to the next round. At home, they could have finished it up and had a little bit more rest. I believe that game would have been Tuesday night. They would have had a little bit more rest there. But no, game 7 of this series is going to be Tuesday. It's very interesting to see how that will play out. But yeah, this was just a battle of the lackluster Warriors. The Kings had 17 threes to the Warriors 10. And when the Warriors are losing that 3-point shooting battle, which you don't think they would do, at home, only scoring 99 points, that was alarming. The Kings 53 rebounds to the Warriors 42 after all the performances of Kevon Looney. You got Andrew Wiggins out there who has become a better rebounder. Draymond Green, who you figure would be controlling the boards and getting those long rebounds and pushing in transition. That stuff did not happen. The Kings getting 25 assists to the Warriors 20, moving the ball really well, getting all their shooters open, getting easy opportunities, able to score, and especially with points in the paint. The Kings outscored there too, 44 to 36 against the Warriors. So you're just sitting there and just seeing how each level of play, the Kings just took advantage of the Golden State Warriors, beat them at their own game, and did it better. And to build up a 19-point win is fantastic for the Sacramento Kings, young team, and having confidence going into Game 7. Of course, the champions, the former defending champions, are going to be ready. They have had these type of situations before, and to be in this situation is wow. The Kings' the ability to force Game 7 has really changed a lot of things for this series, potentially the second round, potentially the playoffs, because people were actually picking the Warriors to go to the finals, and they have a high probability here of being a struggling team on the road to try to win a game in Sacramento, a feisty fan base. And that fan base is going to be ready. They're going to be ready for the Golden State Warriors to come in there and put them to bed, right? Like put them out of the playoffs, right? Like this is crazy. Like this young upstart Sacramento Kings team, which was stuck in the mud, had a bunch of questions, and people thought, hey, they can kind of just win a couple games here. That'll be fine, and that'll be a success for the season. The Kings really have an opportunity to go to the next round. They have an opportunity to go to the next round. The Sacramento Kings, who have not won a playoff game since 2006 prior to the series, have a chance to eliminate the defending champions and go on to the second round. It's in play. It's possible. But let's get ready for Sunday. Game 6 was a barn burner, a great game for the Sacramento Kings. But the two best words in sports, Game 7, will happen Sunday night in Sacramento. Will we light the beam, or will the Warriors get a chance to play again and continue to defend their championship? We shall see.